Hey guys, welcome to Bhroman Braapsody. This is where we review cars and motorcycles. In today's episode, we are the 2021 Volkswagen Atlas. This particular car is in the SE trim with the technology package. Under the hood, we have a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4 that puts out about 235 horses and 260 foot-pound of torque. You get 21 in the city, 24 on the highway, a combined fuel efficiency of about 23 miles per gallon. Today we're gonna look around this car, see some of its cool features. I'll take it out on the road, share my thoughts with you guys, talk about the cost of ownership, and assign it a Bhromance score. But before we do all of that, hit that like and click that subscribe button. We put out content every week and your support would mean a lot. It's me, it's your boy Bro, and I am your Bhroman. Now for the 2021 year model, they upgraded the front fascia a little bit and the bumper. So now you have those lines that go all along the grille up front. That's a new grille. You have LED headlamps, LED turn signals, LED DRLs, parking sensors down below, and I love that little insert at the bottom. The lower lip insert, I like it. Kind of adds character to the front end if you ask me. Now this is the SE with the technology package, and what the technology package does is it adds lane assist, blind spot monitoring, remote start, power liftgate, and a couple of other options. I think let's talk about the wheels. It has a 20-inch black alloy wheels, makes it look good. I like the look of the black exterior with the black wheels. Check out the design on the roofline. It makes this car look like it's a very big and spacious car, which it is. We'll get to that part in a second. You got flared fenders both front and rear. Coming around to the back, you get the taillights. LED, of course, they're all LEDs, and this is a nice touch. Remember we had those lines running across the front grille. They have a line running across the back here as well. Kind of continue with that trend, complete that look. And at the back, it'll tell you what trim it is. Of course, it's a Volkswagen, and it's got the dual exhausts. Now this car has that power liftgate, so if you go and this has the gesture control as well, so if you go down here and kick your leg, boom, it opens right up. Now this is a 3-row SUV, so with all 3 seats up, you have about 21 cubic feet of storage space here. Now you can fold all the seats down. These are not power folding seats. To fold the seats down, just pull this up and push it down. That'll push the seats down. All the seats down, the second row and third row down, you have almost 100 cubic feet of space with the third and second row seats folded down. You have little storage spaces on either side, and you also have a little insert for your privacy screen. And underneath here is a little bit of a storage space. You can store your stuff in here. You also get tie-down points for your cargo, and one hook on this side, on the right side. Pretty cool. Let's get into the second row of seats. This is a hard plastic on top, but it feels nice to the touch. Little aluminum door handle here. You have a little bit of contrast going on. This is black and gray with the white contrast stitching. I'm a big fan of the contrast stitching. And you have some storage space in your door. You have a little cubby hole here for your phone and smaller electronics, and then a larger, deeper storage space here with a cup holder. This particular car is equipped with captain's chairs, so you get 2 captain's chairs. Let's get in and check out the third row of seats, shall we? I'm sitting in the third row seats. A decent amount of headroom. As for my amenities here, I have a little storage space and a couple of cup holders of different sizes. And I have my air vent with reading lights. And if you sit on the left side, you get a couple of USB power outlets, that little storage space, and the 2 cup holders. As for the leg room, there isn't any. My knee is right up against the second row seats, and I could push them forward, and that'll give me a little more space. So the third row of seats are basically good for kids or adults of petite dimensions. I'm sitting in the second row of seats now. A lot of headroom here. As for the legroom, there's just tons of legroom here. As for your amenities, you have the 2 air vents, your climate control options here, and at the bottom you get 2 USB power outlets, and I think that's a 3-point power plug. Yeah, and the 3-point power plug. On the sides, you have your reading lights, your oh shit handle, a coat hanger, and this also has your privacy screen. Take it down or put it right back up. And this is the Volkswagen key fob. You have buttons for your lock, unlock, trunk release, and remote starting. Pretty cool. It says Volkswagen at the back. You have the Volkswagen logo, and this is a pretty sleek key fob. You see that little button of sorts here? You press it, that locks your car. As long as you have the key fob on you, and it'll unlock it. If the car's locked, it'll unlock it. If it's unlocked, it'll lock it. On the driver's side door, again, you have that hard plastic on top. You get a little aluminum insert here, a wood insert, the aluminum door lever, unlock and lock buttons, child lock buttons, window controls, and mirror controls. You have the button for your trunk release here, and a good amount of storage space in the door. Here you have a nice little aluminum door sill. Doesn't say anything on it, but your floor mats say it's an Atlas. So as you're getting into the car, you know it's an Atlas. For your seats, they're power adjustable, so you can move them front, back, lean them back and forth, and then you have your buttons for your lumbar support. The interior, this one has the black interior with the leather seats. These are heated and cooled perforated seats. Looks pretty nice. Let's get in. On the left hand side, we have this aluminum insert with the air vent. Then on the left hand side, you have your headlight controls on here. This is the steering wheel. Not very compact, not very large, medium sized. Behind on the left hand side, you have your turn signal stalk, and on the right side is your wiper stalk. The steering wheel has a bunch of buttons. On your left hand side, these are your cruise control and adaptive cruise control buttons. These two aluminum buttons here, this is a nice touch. These are your volume controls. On the right are your menu controls, and then you can use these to skip tracks or go to the next radio station, whatever. Let's talk about the instrument cluster here. So this instrument cluster is broken down into 3 sections. You have these 2 sections on the side, and then the main middle one. Engine temperature. On the right you have your fuel gauge. Then the section in the middle it's divided into 4 sections. You have this lower section here, which gives you which gear you're on, your odometer, and your fuel range. 2 little sections. These can be customized. Right now it's giving you the fuel range and your FM stations, digital speedometer, digital compass, outside temperature, and time. So if you press on the left one here, that'll give you the option to select different things. You can select gear display, oil temperature, start stop, settings, no display, whatever you want to. Now if you press on the right button, you can customize the right side of the thing. You can have navigation, average speeds, distance, time, no display, settings, compass, all that fun stuff. And then there's this view button here. Check out what happens when you press it. It changes. You can get a more sporty looking display, or you could get the traditional one that you had. For the rest of the dash, you have that hard plastic up top. For the rest of the dash, you have that same aluminum insert with the fake wood insert going on. And check it out, it looks nice. These seats, I like these seats. They are quite supportive and quite comfortable. And check out this thing, the seats have that same white contrast stitching that you see on the door. You have a little storage space on the top, your air vents, infotainment screen. So if you go to menu, you have your radio, phone, navigation, all of your fun stuff. You can select your climate control, and check this out. You get a picture of how the air is flowing in the front or in the rear. You can control it from the front. You have your navigation, app connect, media. And if you click on the vehicle information, you have your tire pressure monitoring system. You get your vehicle status. Oh, and it's got gesture control. And then you have your radio. And check, I wanted to show you a cool thing on this screen. So you see how all these options are hidden. If you get your hand close by, those pop up and they tell you what each is. Move your hand back, it'll go down. Now moving a little down below, these are your climate controls. If you didn't want to go and do the touchscreen thing up front, you could do it from here. This is your automatic start, stop, off, hazards. Down below you have a little bit of a storage space here, a couple of USB outlets, and a 12-volt cigarette lighter power outlet. Moving further down below, this is your gear selector. Your start-stop button is down here. So is your parking brake, and you can turn off your parking sensors. Do you guys know what time it is? It's time for some throttle therapy. Let's go! We can start off with our first test, the pull test. We'll see how this puppy pulls. I have it in sport mode already. And we'll go when the light turns green. It did that little wheel spin a couple of times. I like it. Not the fastest by any stretch of the imagination, but the engine sound was pretty good. I love those little tire squeals. As for the first impressions, man, the seat is quite comfortable. I like the steering wheel. Visibility is not a problem at all. It feels quite good. I like the steering. Once you're moving, it's very direct. I like that engine sound. Give it under hard acceleration, it gives you that sound that it's really working. I like it. I really do. Let's go ahead and put it back in drive. Okay, so in drive it's not as peppy. Okay. Yeah, okay. So in the regular driving mode, it changes gears quite fast. Yeah, we went over some bumps on the road, didn't feel much of it at all. So good job there. Could this be your daily driver? Yeah, it could be. You could drive to work every day, no problemo at all. With the fuel economy, you get 21 city, 24 on the highway, so a combined of 22 to 23, somewhere in that range. That's not bad at all. Yeah, would do just fine as a commuter. Could you use this car for road trips? Yeah, of course. Good amount of space. This is a 7-seater, so you could bring. If you're putting adults, I wouldn't be able to fit more than 2 adults in the third row of seats. So you could bring 5 friends along. How about using it as a family hauler? Well, mid-size SUVs have started doing this thing where they've started to add the third row, because of course folks want the mid-size SUVs to be their family hauler instead of having to go the large SUV route. But so yeah, this would do just fine as a family hauler. It's got plenty of room. With all 3 rows up is a little tight in my opinion, but if you put the third row down, you have plenty of storage space. So if you're running your kids to your soccer practice, band practice, dance practice, whatever, this should be just fine. Enough room for your grocery runs, liquor store runs, all of that as well. See, the one thing that was kind of surprising to me is the fuel economy numbers. The Chevy Tahoe I reviewed was gonna give you 14 city, 24 highway. Combine that, it's about 17. So this mid-size SUV, the Atlas, is gonna get you a much better fuel economy in city of 21, but on the highways it's about the same. And the Tahoe is a bigger, much heavier car with a much bigger engine, of course, the 6.2 liter V8. But if highway driving is all you want to do and you want more space, I'd probably look at a Tahoe. But if city riding is more your thing, then yeah, this could be it. Because parking this car versus a Chevy Tahoe in tight spots, parallel parking in cities, yeah, this is gonna be much easier. So let's talk about the warranty. You get a 4-year 50,000 miles limited warranty, a 3-year 36,000 miles roadside assistance, and a 2-year 20,000 miles scheduled carefree maintenance. And the carefree maintenance program that includes all of your services and regular maintenance. This car requires a service every 10,000 miles, and like with most of these German cars, it's the 10,000. So the 10,000 mile service is your tire rotation, oil change, oil filter change, all of that. And the 20,000 miles is going to be a little more inclusive of other stuff, other things as well. So your maintenance over a 2-year period, assuming you drive 15,000 miles a year, you're going to be covered for the first 20,000 miles. So you'd have to pay for the 30,000 mile service. That's about $150, and the tires on this car should get you close to 40,000 miles. A lot of it is going to depend upon how you drive, but 40,000 miles, sure. So over a 2-year period, you would need to pay for the 30,000 mile service. So that's $150. Divided by the number of days, it's about 20 cents a day. Let's assign it a score, shall we? On the looks, it's an 8 out of 10. On the Braap, it's a 7 out of 10. On the maintenance, it gets a 9 out of 10. And on the usability, it gets an 8 out of 10. For a combined Bhromance score of 8 out of 10. So in conclusion, this is a pretty good car, pretty well put together, quite comfortable, decently spacious, decent amount of features, not very luxurious as its other German cousins like the Beamers and the Mercedeses and the Audis. Is this the car for you? Well, head on down to your closest Volkswagen dealership and take one out for a spin. Well, thanks for watching, you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.